find T20 for this series. Can we count now? Are you going to list out another 10? No need ma, T20. So T20 is what? A is 6 plus 20, right? N minus 1. 20 minus 1 is 19 times the D is what? D is 5. So 19 times 5 plus 6, how much? Plus 6. The 10 number. So we count the 20th number, is it 101? Okay. Right. And then sum of the first 12 term. Now we look at sum. So the first 12 number, what does that mean? If you list down all these 12 number, okay, this is 10, right? Another two number, 56, and then plus 5, 61. You list down one by one. Use calculator, add it up. Do you get 402? Yes, you try and see. The question is, if the list is so long, it asks you to list out and then ended up all the 100 terms. Are you going to list down one by one and add it up one by one? We don't do that. You can use this, right? Remember, this is the formula here. Or use this one formula if you know the last number. Okay. So what we do here, based on this series again. So I don't need to know the last number. Okay, and I don't need to list down one by one. I just need the N. A is 6, right? D is 5. So depends how many terms they want to add up. In this case, 12 terms, first 12 terms. So N is 12. They are not. If the question asks you to sum first 20 terms, the N is 20. The question say first 30 term, N is 30. Just follow what the question wants. Alright. So those of you who calculate this, 12 number, you add it up. And then you check with this formula. 12, so 12 over 2, N is 12, right? 12 over 2, see? Times 2A, 6, times 2, 12 plus 12 minus 1 is 11, times the D is 5. Calculator, you add it up, times, you get 402. You can plus this one by one, you get 402. It will be same. Okay, let's try another one. Ask you to find the sum of 20 number. So you list out the 20 number, add it up one by one. You think it's the same answer if I put N20 here into the formula. Let's calculate S20. So N here is 20, right? Yeah, then 20 over 2. 2 times A is 12, right? Plus 20 minus 1 is 19. Times of D is 5. So 10 here. 19 times 5 plus 12 is 107. 20 times 10 is 1070. Okay, those of you, anyone already list down all the 20 numbers? Then you add it up one by one. Troublesome, isn't it? You press into the calculator. You will get 1070. Imagine the question asks you to sum 50 terms, 100 terms. Are you going to list down one by one? Don't do that. That's why the formula already created. It's already formed to help us to sum or to find the n terms based on progression. This is called progression. Now we learn this progression as a concept to apply into financial maths. Okay, but as I said, this is less focused, more on the interest, compound and simple, and also annuities, which we have covered everything. All right. Now we see the past equation. I find that is less focused, less emphasized, but it's good to revise all this okay, just in case people will tend to forget here and there. Okay, so this is the example you can go through. Now this is the technical questions. I won't go through review. You'll go through the solution itself. Right, it's based on the formula also, TN formula and S10 formula. Okay, now this one you can do yourself. The solution is also here. Formula already given. Okay, Now I will go straight to geometric progression. What's the difference between AP and GP? For AP, we use D, common difference we minus. For GP, we call it geometric progression, short form. We use the ratio, common ratio, R. It's also a sequence of number like this, see 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. But why this is not arithmetic progression? This is geometric progression because you see if I take the second term, 4 you divide by first term, you get 2, right? Then you take the third term, 8 divide by second term, also 2. If I take the fourth term, divide by third term, 8, also 2. Every time you'll find that your common ratio is 2, 2, 2. Or you can just take 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2, 32. The next one is what? 60. 4, right? Times 2. Then the next one, 1, 2, 8, and so on. So this is how we know this is common ratio, is GP. Another example, 25, 5, 1, 0.2, 0.04. What is your R here? How you know it's 1 over 5? You can take 5 divided by 25, or 1 divided by 5, or 0.2 divided by 1, also 1 over 5, and so on. Or you can multiply back, 25 times 1 over 5 is 5, 5 times 1 over 5 you get 1, and so on. Okay. So for common ratio, the R can be positive, can be negative. It can be more than 1, it can be less than 1. Alright, so the general term, we come up with this, like your arithmetic progression, right? We have the term form like this. A plus A plus D, A plus 2D, first term, second term, third term, and up to the nth term. That's why they create this as your Tn term. Right? So for GP also, we have a form. If you take this A first term, A times R will be your second term. You see this A is your 2. Let's say I go back to this example. A times R is 4, second term. A times R, R square means times 2 times you get 8. And then AR3 will become 16 and so on. So until the last term here, which is given by A, the first term times common ratio R with the power n minus 1. We take this as your Tn term. See? Like your arithmetic progression here. Yeah. So for arithmetic progression, we have A plus n minus 1 times a common difference. Okay? A is your first term, D is your common difference for AP. For GP, we also use A as our first term, but now we use what? We times R. R is your common ratio. Okay, not D. D is for AP. Ratio, power n minus 1. Okay, okay. So we also have another term, formula. Remember sum? Now if I have, let's say, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, if I want to add all this number up to 10, 20, 100 terms, are you going to add one by one? Don't do that. We have another formula for addition of all the terms in GP. So the formula is Sn. Again, the n will be given. See how many terms you want to add. Equal to A times 1 minus R power n over 1 minus R. Okay. And if I have a sum to infinity means like this. I don't know the last number here. So I don't know what's my n, how many numbers there. So this formula will be modified to A over 1 minus R. See, we only have this part. We don't have the n because we don't know how many numbers are there. Infinity means there's no last number there. So impossible for us to count how many numbers are there. Then we have to use this formula. The question mentions sum to infinity, then we use this formula. For R less than 1, common ratio. As I mentioned, common ratio can be more than 1, can be less than 1. If less than 1, you have to use this. If more than 1, then you don't need to count. Just make sure definitely the sum to infinity will be all infinity. Because you won't know how many number are there, so no point for you to count one by one. You just mention infinity will do. You all know what is this symbol, right? How many of you haven't seen this before? It's a symbol, a very popular symbol mathematics. It's called infinity lah. Okay, unknown. All right, now let's do some quick revision. How we know this is GP? Okay, if the question never mentioned GP, then you have to test off 1, 3. What's the next number? 1, 3. So if you look at R, it's second divided by first, you get 3, right? So 1, 3, the next one should be 9 times 3 times 3 times 3, 27 times 3, 80. 1, clear enough. So A is what? 1, no? A is 1, right? R is 3. So how many N here? How many numbers here? Based on what I calculate here, 1, 3, 9, 2, 27, 81, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 number, right? 5 number. Okay. Of course, this is sequence very small. You can list down one by one. If I have 100,000 number, you won't do that, right? So how do I know there are 5 numbers here if I don't want to list down? Remember, I have this TN formula. Only 2 formula, like AP, you have 2 formula. One is for term, one is for sum. That's all. Okay? Not very difficult. So the question, want to find how many N? I use the TEN formula. Okay? Formulas are AR power N minus 1. This one. A times R power N minus 1. So I know, as I mentioned just now, if I know the last number here, unless it's not given, then your series will be have infinity. So if the question wants you to find how many N there, how many numbers, usually they must give you the last number. So I will let the TN as 81. A is 1. Okay, 1 times anything is 1. 1 times any number, you get the number, right? So I don't write the 1. R is 3. Then power N minus 1. Our job is to find the N. Okay, right? So you all learn index, right? Mathematics. 81 is 3 power 4, right? Okay, mathematics, calculator. Equal to 3 power N minus 1. You all know index, right? So I can compare the power N minus 1 equal to 4. So that means N is 5. That's why you count here, you have 5 numbers. 1, 3, 9, 27, 81. Yeah. Can you do the B yourself? Yeah. What's your A here? 8. What's your R? Take the second divided by first. Should be 1 over 2. So my last number is half. Again, I use this formula. Tn is half. A is 8. R is what? Half. Power N minus 1. Right? So how to find the N here? So the half power this number times 8 is 1 over 2. Do you know how to find the N here mathematically? This one modern maths can solve, right? How about the 8 here? This is times, right? You bring over here means divided by 8. 1 over 2 divided by 8 is 1 over 16, right? Half N minus 1. So 1 over 16 is what? Mathematically, 1 over 2 power 4, right? 2 power 4 is 16. Oh, okay. So you see, half and half cancel. This one, N minus 1 equal to 4. So your N is 5 also. If you don't believe, okay, we list down the number 8. Then times half is 4. 4 times half is 2, right? 2 times half is 1. 1 times half is 1 or 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 number. Can you see? It's the same. The question is, if a small number can, you can list down one by one. If you have 10, 20, 100, I don't think you want to list down one by one. So your job is to let the TN as your last number lah. Then you put the A out inside, find the N. They must give you the last number. If they don't give you the last number, whether it's an arithmetic or geometric progression, you cannot find how many N there already. And they won't ask you how many numbers are there, because you don't know the last number means it's infinity. Okay, everyone catch the concept. Okay, one last example. Prove that this is a GP. How do we prove this is GP? Use the R. So you can take 8 divided by 4 or 16 divided by 8 and so on. All these are 2 lah. Okay, or 8 times 2 lah, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 2, 16 times 2, 32, 64, 1 to 8, 2, 5, 6 and so on. So all ratio is the same, then that is GP. Okay, so find the 11th term, T11, and sum of the first 10 term, S10. Remember, there are 2 formulas. One to find Tn, and one is to find the Sn for GP. Okay. So here we know the A is 4, R is 2 here. So find the T11 term. Okay, so I use this formula. Don't use the wrong one. GP is GP, AP is AP. Okay. So reminder, don't use the wrong one. You use the wrong one, then there is a totally waste up. So T11, N is 11. So A is 4 times R is 2 power N. N is 11 minus 1 is 10. So not N 11 minus 1 is 10. 2 power 10 times 4 is 4026. Okay. You don't believe, you list down this 11 number. List down this 11 number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then after 1, 2, 8 is what? 2, 5, 6. After 2, 5, 6 is what? 5, 6 times 2 is 5, 1, 2 times 2. Next one. 1, 0, 2, 4. Then next one. 2, 0, 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4, 0, 9, 6. So this is the 11 number. See or not? Again, if the question say find the 20 term or 50 term, I don't think you want to list down, right? Because the number is so big already. Straight away you use the Tn formula. Okay, okay, find the sum of 10 term, S10. So no need to list down all the 10 number here. If you want, still can 10 number. If 20 number or 30 number or 100 numbers, I don't think no one will do that. So 10 number. So S10. N is 10 now. So we put inside here formula. A is 4. R is 2. Power N is 10. Later 2 power 10 minus 1 times 4 divided by R 2 minus 1. You get 4092. If you don't believe, you calculate this 10 number, add it up, you will get 4092. You try and see. Okay, let's calculate S20. Let's try one. Okay, we don't want to list down or someone who want to list down can list down the 20 numbers. You add it up. Compared to our answer here, let's use formula. So S20, which means that N is 20. Right? So A is 4 times R is 2 power N, power 20, minus 1 divided by R is 2 minus 1, which is 1 now. Okay, so your job is to take 2 power of 20, then you minus 1. Here, minus 1, then times 4. You get 4,194,300. Everyone, do you get this answer? Those of you who list down 20 numbers can you add it up the 20 numbers? Be careful, the number is very big now. You get 4,194,300. Yeah. All right. The one more, sum to infinity, if possible. Now for this one, we know five numbers are given. Let's say the dot 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 dot. You see the last number, we don't know. So if possible, the question mentioned, if possible means if the last number not given, like this up. You see this formula, sum to infinity. Okay, we have two types. If r less than 1, we use this formula. If you r more than 1, then your answer straight away, the sum will be infinity. So in this case, our r is what? 2, right? It's more than 1. More than 1, so the sum will be straight away infinity. That's why your answer here is infinity, because the r is 2, more than 1. Alright? Okay, let's try this one now. 16, 4, 1, 0.25, and dot 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 dot. So again, this is sum to infinity. Sum to unknown, not the last number. Alright. So let's find the 11th term. We know A is 16, right? R here is 4 over 16, which is 1 over 4. This R is less than 1. Okay, let's find the T11 first. T11, again, I use this formula. A is 16 times R, which is 1 over 4, power n minus 1. So n is 11 minus 1 is power 10. Okay, calculator, 1 over 4 power 10. 1 over 4 is 0.25, power 10. Make sure everyone know how to use calculator. Then you times 16. You get wait, 4 power 10 is 16. 1 over 4 power 10 is 1048,576. Fair not? 4 power 10, 1048,576. So 16 over this. If you can simplify it even better using fraction, 1 over 65536. This is the term 11. If you don't believe, you go and list down one by one. You see, after 1, 0.25 is what? 1 over 4, right? You divide by 4. Then next one, divide by 4 is 1 over 16. Then divide by 4, 1 over 64. You can change the decimal, or you can write in fraction, but the number is getting smaller and smaller. You try and see by the time you reach term 11, is it 1 over 65536? Okay. So I hope everyone can recall back what you have learned. Those of you who never taken MX, then I don't think it's an issue also. You can just follow this very simple concept called progression. Okay, the next one is what? Find the sum of 10 terms. So S10. Again, the n is 10. A is 16. So I have times R, which is 1 over 4, or n, which is 10, minus 1. Then divide by R, which is 1 over 4 minus 1. Okay, calculator. Make sure you know how to use calculator. The fraction in power 10. 1 over 4 power 10. You can use bracket. Minus 1 times 16 divided by 3 over 4. Some people, they use fraction. So 1 over 16. Okay, 1 over 4 power 10 is what? 1 over 4 power 10. Again, go back to the fraction. 1048,576. You minus the 1 here. Okay, you can use fraction. Minus 1. Then times 16. Okay, it gives us in the in the point form already. Right? If you minus this one, my calculator give me in point form times 16. Then you divide by negative 304. So no choice. I will get here 21.33. They give me in the point form already. It's okay, we can write answer in the point form. Okay, sum to EPT, the last one. Sum to EPT. Now we know that this is EPT, right? See your series, there's no last point. So how we know whether you see this sum EPT formula, how we know this is formula or this formula? Look at the R. Our R is 104, right? Here, which is less than 1. Less than 1, so we have to use this formula to find our sum to EPT, provided your n we don't know lah. So A over 1 minus R. Yeah, so I use this formula. A is 16 over 1 minus R, 104. So we have 16 over 304, right? Times 4, 64 over 3. This is your sum to EPT. Okay. Unless your R is more than 1, then your sum EPT will be straight with EPT because we don't know our last number. If the R is bigger than 1, which means your number is getting bigger. You see here, number is getting bigger, right? So if you add it up all the number, and even though you don't know the last number, you find that the number here is getting bigger. So you just write EPT. EPT here means very big. Okay? Unless your R is less than 1, then you have to use this formula. If R more than 1, straight away write EPT. If your R is less than 1, then you use this formula to find the sum to EPT. Okay. Alright, so for example 7, this is another technical question you do yourself. Okay, go through. Not very difficult. Number 8 is the simple example. Find the sum to EPT. So you use this formula. Okay, for both R less than 1. So that's all. Okay, so this is a big part for questions. I think no problem. Okay, the questions from the tutorial I already give you the answer. You can do yourself first, then only refer to the solutions, or any problem you can check with the solution straight away. All right. I think past year question not many Okay. Like I said, let's emphasize strictly more on interest. Okay, and annuities. Anyway, everything is possible, so you just go through it okay, if you have time and so on. All right, my last advice is do your revisions again. You still have about 1 week plus for your paper on QS. You can do in group studies and so on. So that is my last already. I covered everything from chapter 1 to 8B. Okay, any questions? I open to everyone who want to ask about this, what do you call that? The rules and SOP. Tutorial 8B, question 10. Tutorial 8B, your tutor discussed with you, right? Do you discuss your tutor or not? Or why your tutor never discuss with you? Because for most questions, the tutors will discuss with you. But you don't have tutorial now, right? Why you never ask your tutor? You can ask your tutor to discuss straight away, What is the question? Tutorial 8B, tutorial 8B, question 10. Let's see. Tutorial 8B, question 10. Yeah, possible, but everything for my own group we discussed already. Yes, yes. Then NPV possible. Yes, NPV. Yes. I thought you all have passive question right now. Everyone, you have your passive question, right? For formula list, check your passive question. I type there, check passive question. The formula will be at the back of the question paper. Okay, can. So you see the formulas, then you know which formula you have to memorize, which formula you no need to memorize. Okay. Just now, who say Yong Chuan Chong? Question 8, B10. Question 10 is NPV, net present value. Yes, that one we covered already. Okay. Now I will share my screen now. For those of you, I actually some tutor they may not discuss all unless you all ask them now. Okay, by right they have to what do you call that? Impossible to cover as much. Okay. Now anyway, I will just go through with all of you lah. Question 8, we talk about NPV. Oh. Now remember last week we touched that already. What's NPV? See this one? Discussed already, ma. NPV. Oh. Net present value. So actually, this is a concept we want to know whether the question, the project will be worth to invest or not. So if let's say you have a project that give you cash inflow and cash outflow, right? Remember this table. You start from here, cash inflow, outflow, and then you calculate your net cash flow. Your net cash flow is always inflow minus outflow, A minus B. Now cash flow can be positive, can be negative. Depends your inflow is bigger or outflow is bigger. If your outflow like what? Outflow means like costs, okay, costs or expenses, right? Usually, if your inflow is like a revenue, you all know what's called revenue, right? Income. You learn accounting, you should know, ma. So usually the in money minus the out money, that's your net cash flow. If your cost or expenses more than your income, then your net cash flow will become negative. All right. So you have to read the question now. You see this example. The first year is cost. You see cost. So I know I start from year 0. Remember, I mentioned that. You see, start from 0. So you don't have a income, but you have an outflow of 12,000. 12,000 because it's a year cost. Okay. Now, so your net cash flow is what? Inflow 0 minus outflow. Then you have a 12,000. You know the bracket means what? The bracket means, see, the bracketed figures, you all do accounting, accounting bracket means what? Negative, right? So that one shouldn't be a problem. You all should know that. Okay, next you must have a discount factor. You must calculate this. Formula is 1 over 1 plus I power n. So in this case, the I will be given in equation 1, 18.5% per annum. Remember, we done a lot of interest and also the annuities. So I hope everyone already know what is called compounding and so on. Okay, so the n here will refer to your n. So it start from 0. Okay, remember, start from 0. Don't start from 1 or 2 or 3. Okay, a lot of people always miss this. You don't start from 0, you will less 1 PV here. Then your answer here will be wrong. Can So your n is 0. 1 plus I, 0.185, power 0. Anything power 0 is 1, right? Then you times with your cash flow, you get PV. This is the PV. Then year 1, you have 8,000, cost 8,005. You read this example. 8,000 is your revenue. 8,005 is your cost. Okay? So your net cash flow still negative. Because 8,000 minus 8,005, you still have a negative. Then your discount factor 1 over 1.185 power 1. Okay, and it's 1. So 0.8439. Now I told you all can use 4 decimal point. or 5 decimal point, right? I repeat again, then you times with the net cash flow. You get 421.95 negative. Then year 2, 12,000 income, 3,000 is your outflow here, 12,000 and 3,000. So your net cash become positive already. Okay, minus. So you start earn money, no? Then your discount factor 1 over 1.185 power 2, and it's 2 here. So 0.721, you times with this, you get this. Okay. And then year 3, year 4, this is your revenue and cost. You get your net cash flow times this one, 1.185 power 3. You get this one, right? You have done this, right? Okay, and then year 4, your net cash is positive 5,000 times this one. Okay, then you time this one up, you get this is your PV. Okay, and then at the end, you total out this, right? Total up, you get 1630. I asked everyone to do that, remember? I hope everyone get positive 1630. So how we know this project worthy or not? We look at the NPV. The question we ask you to comment. See, remember this interpretation? If your NPV more than 0, what does that mean? Project earns more than the discount rate. So the project is profitable, can invest. So if the question asks, can we invest? Yes, can invest because profit ma. NPV more than 0. How? If the NPV is less than 0, negative, what does that mean? The project earns less than the discount rate. So the project actually make a loss. Loss means rugi. Pastor Malaysia, we call it rugi. Now I ask you, if the project is rugi one, do you still want to invest? Nobody want to invest, right? You quickly run away. Don't invest. Not worth it to invest. Don't invest. So in this case, this is what positive, right? Positive more than 0. Positive. I see what positive earning more than 0. So it's positive earning. Can invest. Okay. If it's equal to 0, what does that mean? So the project breaks even. You know what's called break even, right? Break even means the cost and the benefit are equal. You don't make loss, you don't make profit. So up to you lah. Okay. The project earns exactly the discount rate. Break even. Can So for example, 11. I'm sure you all can do that, right? Okay. So anyone need help? For example, 11. Okay, Yong Xuan Chong. Yes, I come back to that one. This one, you all need help or not? Anyone need help? Example 11. If you don't need help, then I will just let you do it. For example, here, end year, you see, start from 0. You start from 0 here, you see? See or not? Don't start from 1 or 2. Then your net cash flow. Cash flow is what? Income minus outflow, right? So here there's no income. Outflow is 60,000. So what is your net cash? Negative 60,000. Okay, your discount factor is based on 50%. So 0.15. So I use this formula 1 over 1 plus I, which is 0.15, right? Our n start from 0. So any number power 0 is 1, right? Yeah. So your PV, this one times this one, you still have a negative 60,000. I can write bracket or I can write negative. Okay. Now, year 1, what is your net cash flow? Year 1, still no income, right? Inflow, no income, but your expenses is 10,000 outflow. So what is your net cash? Negative, 10,000. Anyone cannot follow? 0 minus this, still negative. So how about your discount factor? 1 over 1.15, right? 1 plus this, 1.15, straight away, right? 1.15, then n is 1. Okay, calculator. 4 decimal places. Don't round it up to 1 or 2 decimal places. You get 0.8695. Right? So you times 10,000, this is your PV. Okay, can you do the rest? Now, make sure your PV is all correct. And then you total up all this. Yeah, you still have a negative, you see the bracket, negative 14,178.03. So comment, what you do? NPV less than 0, lose money, don't invest. Okay, or you can write like this. Less than 0, project earn less than the discount rate. Therefore, the project make a loss, don't invest. Also can. All right, can. Okay, the last example here, I think is already there. Also start from 0. Your discount factor, the times you get your PV. Year 1 times your discount factor. Year 2, your net cash flow times your discount factor, and then add it up, you get positive 633.27. Positive, so NPV, which implies that the project earn more than the 15% discount, 0.15. So it's worthwhile to invest, make money, no? Okay, can. All right, now just now Xuan Chong asked about this question 10. So what is the meaning trade-in? Trade-in means what? You all know what's called trade-in. You all do accounting, right? You all do account or financial statement. Trade-in is considered as what? So let's say you have an old handphone or old car or old TV, right? You sell it, it still got some value. So when you trade in, this is considered as what? Extra revenue. We call it extra cash or revenue. So when this J and S Berhad are considering to invest in a project to buy some equipment, okay, machinery, whatever, this is the cash flow chart. Year 0, see, start from year 0, the cash flow is negative. Okay, that means the first year, the company have to spend 50,000 to buy, to invest in the project, to buy some machine. So first year, no income, spend 50,000. Year 1, the company start to invest. After they invest 1 year, they buy machinery, they start to run their product, whatever, they earn income 18,000. That's a cash flow. Year 2, 25,000. Year 3, 15,000. And year 4, 10,000. But by year 4, they trade in the machine because after a few years, the machine is considered old already. So they trade in and they get 2,000. Some of the machine, right? Or possible the current one also. So they get 2,000 trade in value, okay, which is not included yet in the cash flow. So by year 4, this one have to add in. So this 10,000, your cash flow is what? 10,000 plus 2,000 here. So actually how much? 12,000. That's why a lot of people cannot get this answer because they just take 10,000. They forgot about the trade-in at the end of the last year. You only count at the last year, before you sum it up, because your cash flow chart only up to 4 years. So the last trade-in 2,000 add into the 10,000. Okay, usually the last year. So your cash flow actually is 12,000. Then only you times your discount factor to get you the PV. Okay, if you don't add in 2,000 here, then your PV will be less. You won't get this answer. Can Chen Chong or anyone? Okay, if you want, I can show you the last my answer. Give me 1 second for those of you who are doing that if you still need my help, okay, wait for 1 second. I show you the sample answer. Give me 1 second. Ah. Okay, I share my screen first. Hopefully this is the last. Okay. Can you see my screen? Then I erase first. I still can see a little. This is the question 10. So year 0, negative 50,000 now. Because the company just starting invest some money in the project to buy equipment. So there is no income. Outflow is 50,000. So negative 50,000, your discount factor rate 1 over 1.16 is on 60%. So 1 times this, your present value is negative 50,000 now, year 0. And then year 1, make money, right? Remember, 18,000 times 1 over 1.16. Okay, 0.8621 times this, you get 15,517.24. Year 2 also make 25,000 times your discount factor. Year 3, you make 15,000 times this. Try out. You get this PV. Year 4, this is what I mean. 10,000 is the cash flow. But question mentioned very clear, 2,000 is a trade-in, not counted yet, right? So you need to add 2,000 inside yourself. So the cash flow, remember, the trade-in is considered as what? Extra income, right? Extra cash. So you must plus 2,000. So your cash flow is 12,000 now. Okay? Can understand trade-in? This one. Consider as inflow or revenue. So you times your discount factor 1 over 1.16 power 4, 0.5523 times 12,000, you get 6627.49. Okay, add it up all this, you get 333.67. Yeah, that is your total PV. So NPV more than 0 implies the project earn more than the cost of 60% per annum. So worthwhile to invest. Okay, earn money. So you all know what's called trade-in. Okay, the end, everyone. So you can do question 9 also if you need the answer here. For those of you who are struggling. Same thing, start from year 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your net cash flow. Read the question carefully. What is your income? What is your expenses? And discount factor. Then times with net cash flow, you find your PV, add it up. So this one is negative 2633, less than 0. The project earned less than the discount rate, 12%. Abandon the project, don't invest. Okay, that's negative. Okay, so you do your past year question, everyone. I think past year question quite a number of this NPV. Alright, so that's all. Anyone else still have problem? Yeah, you do your revision. I'm not going to do that with all of you. Chan Kim Sen, all chapter have to study. I can tell you only all chapter you have to study. Whether they come out or not, I don't know. I haven't seen the question, everyone. Okay, I just have to tell you all chapter you have to study. Trade-in always add on the last year, yes, usually because that's your balance sheet, right? The account balance sheet. The year is the last, so you add in the trade-in. Unless the question mention which year they sell the equipment or the old items which they make extra cash, then you add into that year. If not, then you add to the last year. Chan Kim Chen, APGP is all, I don't know, it's just a revision, but I believe you all can do it now. Just go through. All right, Anna? Anything regarding the exam rules and SOP, everyone, you go through again, because I believe there's a lot of new rules for the exam. Make sure you know what document to bring, exam list, okay, and then what are the things that you cannot bring in. Make sure you don't bring in unnecessary document or formula. If caught, you'll be expelled, guys. So if the net cash flow, just mentioned that you don't need to show inflow and outflow, or you just show the net cash flow can, because net cash flow is just inflow minus outflow. Some question they don't have inflow outflow one, they just mention net cash flow. Some they will tell you what is the income, what is the outcome, then you have to minus off. All right, okay. Now for those who have I think it's better for you all to do inflow and outflow if the question mention income and expenses. But as I say, if the question never mention year 0, year 1, what's your income and outcome, then you no need to show just straight away show the net cash flow. Okay, come on. All right. So that's all. Any more questions? If you don't have, I wish you all the best. As I say, it's a short discussion. Okay, you all do group studies and do more past questions. I hope the question is not difficult. Yeah, everyone, you do your best. Okay, that's all. So I hope everyone learned something from these subjects. So I'm happy to teach your accounting students. Okay, see you all in the campus. And good luck, all the best. Any question you still can PM us or ask your tutor. Okay, take care everyone. Be safe in the campus. All right, bye-bye. We stop recording. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye-bye everyone. Stay safe.